line of attack. The first line of attack is supposed to be the hospitals and the local government and the states themselves. I mean, we have people like Governor Inslee. He should be doing more. He shouldn't be relying on the federal government. Governor Inslee, that's the state of Washington. He was a failed presidential candidate, and, you know, he's always complaining. And your governor of Michigan, I mean, she's not stepping up. I don't know if she knows what's going on, but all she does is sit there and blame the federal government. She doesn't get it done, and we send her a lot. Now she wants a declaration of emergency, and, you know, we'll have to make a decision on that. But Michigan is a very important state. I love the people of Michigan, what they do. I'm the one, you know, I'm bringing back many, many car factories into Michigan, and she is a new governor, and it's not been pleasant. And, you know, you look around and you see what's going on. And by the way, most governors have been fantastic, I have to tell you. Most of them, whether it's Democrat or Republican. But we've had we've really had some trouble with the state of Washington. The governor, he ran for president, didn't exactly do well. He got 0 from, you know who I'm talking about, from Michigan. So that should be appreciated. He calls all the governors. I tell him, I mean, I'm a different type of person. I say, Mike, don't call the governor of Washington. You're wasting your time with him. Don't call the woman in Michigan. It doesn't make any difference what happens.
The governor of Washington?
No, you know what I say? If they don't treat you right, I don't call.
Hey guys, what you just heard is the President of the United States bickering and complaining about the blame game, about how governors don't do their jobs, or women governors don't do their jobs, and if you don't play by his rules, you know, if you don't like him, he's not gonna help you out, and that the governors should do their own thing before seeking federal help. But when something like this happens, it's the job of everyone, local, state, and federal. Before I go any further, guys, thank you for watching my channel. Thank you for being here. Hit that subscribe button and hit that little bell, and I'll let you know when I can upload a video. I know you guys are tired of me doing videos with COVID, but it's important. And the reason it's important because there are a lot of people who are dying out there that necessarily don't have to die. Death is inevitable, but there are a lot of people that don't have to die. And it just astonishes me how a president can say, oh, if you don't like me, I'm not going to give you this this funding. If you don't like me, I'm not going to give you this. We live in a country that we're supposed to be the best in the world. We should be going, doctors and nurses and healthcare providers should be going through the problems of having no PPE. You know, no PPE. They should have adequate ventilators and an adequate amount of ventilators. I mean, this was coming back in January, guys. December 30th, if I'm not mistaken, was when China said that it transformed from, it was the first reported. And then in January, that's when we knew that it was going from animals to humans. But yet, no government did anything. Okay? And I cannot talk about what other governments did or didn't do, but I can talk about what this government didn't do. The president didn't act correctly. The president, or no governor, should I say, even acted correctly. Because if you knew that this was coming from January, you should have done something back in January. You should have gotten extra amount of PPE, because you know that's going to go quick, because it's a pandemic. You don't want people coughing on you. You know, you should kind of ventilate it, because, you know, the reports from China is that people are having problems breathing. This is a pulmonary virus. So you should have gotten some ventilators. You should have gotten places more prepared. I believe in total isolation. I think they should quarantine the whole United States. I think some people may not like it, but you're doing it to save lives. You're doing it so that your neighbor can save, so your neighbor can be saved, so your mother or father can be saved. All these things are done for precautionary reasons. Businesses will go down, but there's a small price to pay. And I think that we were and I cannot say unprepared, because that's not a proper word for me to use. Maybe some other newscasters may use that. I'm not saying I'm a newscaster. Reporters may say that, and I'm not a reporter. But my opinion, it's not that we weren't unprepared. It's that the government just didn't give a shit. They say that's not gonna, when you have an egotistical man as president, his thought, his mind, none of this is gonna affect us. We're gonna live this, we're gonna ride this out. If it hits us, and we're the greatest nation there is in the world, then we don't have to worry about anything. We don't. And it's kind of sad. It's kind of sad. And like I said, it's not that we were unprepared. It's that we have a president that just didn't give a shit. The governors should have said, you know what, we're not going to rely on the federal government right now. We don't have to do this on our own. So let's start getting gloves. Let's start getting N95 masks. Let's start getting PPE. Let's start getting our staff ready. Let's get as much information as we can from China and other countries, how this is working, how this is being done. When the first report came to the United States, how it got in, where they went, should have just locked down the whole section right there. A lot of people have different perspective of lockdown. They don't want to be locked down, but when it comes to life and death, you have to lock down. Like I said, this is a virus. Most people recover from it, so I don't want to take anything away from that. But it's alarming. It's alarming, and I wanted to show something. I probably want to demonstrate it here. That just gather with me for a minute, guys. Okay, I have here in the United States alone, there has been 124,029 cases officially confirmed. 1,095 have recovered, and 2,198 deaths. That's a big number. You have more deaths here in the United States than you do recover, right? So you have 124,000 cases, 124,029 cases. So you have roughly 2,300 cases that from death to recovered. So that means you have like 121,000 cases that has yet to be confirmed. I mean, the confirmed tested, but has yet to come either recovered or death. So that's different. So I'm talking about these numbers here down. I'm talking about the numbers that are going to come in the future. So when you see something like this, right? Those numbers are staggering for a nation that's supposed to be number one, right? Okay, and then you got New York, 53,520 confirmed cases. New Jersey, 11,000. California, 5,000. And yet, they do this stay at home thing. That stay at home thing don't work too much. You have to lock people down. That's my belief. And then here I go. When I go here, this is a more condensed number. So globally, we have 664,296 tests officially confirmed. We have 140,226 people recovered, and 30,854 deaths. So your recovery rate is way better than your death rate. That's apparent. So that, in a sense, you can tell that people are getting recovered. As I see here, I'll show you something. There are countries here that their death rate has nothing to do, like I say here. Look, I would say China had. Well, how much China do they have here? I can't see right here. Okay, mainland China. China alone had 81,439 confirmed cases, 75,448 recoveries, and 3,300 deaths. France is the same thing as the United States, but a little bit lower. 37,575. Confirmed. 5,700 recovered, and 2,314 deaths. So that's not that. Those are they're okay numbers. They're not something to write home about. Switzerland has 14,076 confirmed cases, 1,500 recovered, and 264 confirmed deaths. Obviously, there's more to be done because it's only 14,000, and okay. And I want to show you another one. This is very interesting too. Let me see. I'm trying to scoop it up. Let me see. Yeah, okay, we got here. We got South Korea. South Korea has 9,903, right? 9,903 confirmed tests. 5,033 recovered, and 152 deaths. So you tell me. So why are we blaming this person? I blame all of them, from top to the president to the governors, because they should have known better. I blame society for having these stupid parties, for young kids going out there saying that, okay, I'm undefeated, this cannot happen to me. That's very irresponsible. I just saw a guy who's 40 years old, lifted a weight, went to a party in Miami, and just died. And there's a lot of young people who are doing that. You gotta avoid crowds. If they're telling you this, is because it's for a reason. This is a virus that it's called a novel virus because they don't know much about it. Okay, this is SARS-CoV-2. Okay, what I can tell you is from what I've seen is hygiene plays a big part of it. So you gotta wash your hands. You gotta, make sure you wash the surfaces. If you have whatever Lysol in your house, spray whenever people go. If you have people coming in your house, just make sure you spray the house. And do also social distancing. But my thing is the blame game. We live in a society that we live in a country that we're supposed to have these things for our people. Look in New York. I seen a hospital in New York unequipped. The Javits Center is becoming a makeshift hospital. They're already on ventilators. The president saying, "Oh, we're gonna get the ventilators out. We're gonna get the ventilators out," and that's not the way it's happening. Doctors are saying that's not the way it's happening. This guy's talking a lot of blah blah blah, but it's doing nothing while people are dying. We could do our part. I could do my part. It's not going out. That's one of the reasons that I quit Walmart, because Walmart wasn't giving the proper. Wasn't giving you the proper PPE. They weren't giving you proper PPE to do your job. I did one day and I quit because guy coughed in my face. He was coughing all day. And I'm like, hell no. I'm not gonna sacrifice my life for $11,000 an hour. And most people know my condition, so I'm not gonna put myself at risk. I'm not gonna put my family at risk. I have a friend in Amazon in New York that's in Staten Island. Their office became, one person came out positive, maybe more than 3 people from what the rumor said, but one is confirmed because it came on the news. And Jeff Bezos doesn't do much. Come on, man. This is America, man. The richest man in the world doesn't do much. They had one case where in an Amazon warehouse, they said that they didn't do much about it because in the camera, it shows that the employees were in safe distance between one another. So there was no spreading going around. They couldn't spread. Come on. I mean, a camera, really? So if you suspect or you know something, if someone came out positive, you just close the whole entire thing down. You disinfect them until they don't give you the okay. You don't send back people back in. You give them their pay. You're worth what, 160 something billion dollars. You're worrying about a couple of million that you're gonna lose. You're not gonna lose because you're gonna gain that back. And then you gain more popularity because the people say, you know what? He took care of his people. Just like Walmart. Walmart shit. I have no respect now for Walmart. I have no respect for Amazon either. I mean, I know it's up to the individual if that person wants to work and they want to expose themselves to that. Some people have no other choice because they have to feed a family. The stimulus plan with $1,200, it's not much. they're gonna have to end up doing the same thing all over again. So what's $1,200? Actually, what's $1,200 going to do? You know, most people who are gonna get $1,200, they're gonna take it and spend it, and not put it away like you should for an emergency. So if you have to pay your mortgage, if you have to pay your car payment, you know, I suggest that if you have car payments, I suggest that if you have all these payments coming onto you, you call your credit card companies, you call your mortgage, you call your thing, and let's say if you're not working, say, listen, I can't afford this right now. They got plans out there, you know. But there are a lot of people going to be out there. They're going to go out there and buy TVs, they're going to buy radios, they're going to buy cell phones, and then they're going to think about the important things. And then when it comes to shit, the fan, oh shit, what do I do with my money? But this blame game has to stop. President Trump has to invoke the defense law and make these companies start manufacturing ventilators quick, ASAP, like they did in World War II, they did in World War I. All factory, everything stopped, and factories just started making ammunition and weapons. You know, while you have your men in Europe, or you have your men on the other side of the world fighting World War I, World War II, you have the American people here supplying them weapons, making sure that they're up to date, making sure they have 2 tanks. If 2 tanks blow up, we have tanks coming in. We have 10 more coming in because we're producing it. You know, we're mass producing it. We're not doing it here. Why is he not doing it here? I don't know. And that's what confuses me. So when you hear him in the beginning saying that the governors aren't doing a good job, or that this governor is not that great, and then he tells his vice president, if this is the way I do it. If they don't talk to me or whatever, I don't deal with them. Or some shit like that. That's what he said. That's not the way a president talks. And then he says, and I love Michigan. I have cars coming. I have manufactured cars coming. I have many. Who says many? What president talks that way? Then he predicts that there's going to be something in April. No, people, don't listen to anything he has to say. Go with what Anthony Fauci is saying. Go with other health experts, people who study virology, epidemiologists. Those people are the ones that know with experience. Trump doesn't know shit. Okay, this is going to be his downfall. Because yes, even if when it came to the United States and there were deaths, it's going to happen. But you minimize your death. You minimize the collateral damage. I don't want to say collateral damage. That's a bad word. I'm sorry. Because human life is not collateral damage. But you minimize the death that's going to happen. You minimize the impact, that's going to happen. But they didn't do that. And like I said before, I don't want to say that we were unprepared. We were prepared. It was just that the lack of not giving a shit. And then he's saying, oh, we got companies donating this and donating. We don't need companies to be donating. It's great, thank you. But we need our countries to produce, to mass produce, so all the hospitals out there in the country has it. This has nothing to do with governors. This has nothing to do with this has to do with the American people. This has nothing to do with the health of the American citizens. This has to do with the health, with each healthcare provider out there who's going out there, risking their lives, even though it's the profession that they chose, risking their lives, so to make sure that you, my mom, my grandma, everybody can be safe. So they don't, that things can go as smooth as possible. But this president is not allowing that. His ego is so big. It's just incredible. And then when I hear Governor Cuomo saying, we need ventilators, we need that way, Cuomo, I'm a New Yorker. I know a lot of people are saying that you're doing great things and stuff like that, but you should have been prepared. This should have happened for a long time ago. You should have had all this done. But these are people that sometimes take advantage of a situation like this, or let a situation like this happen so they can come out on top. Okay? So they can say, well, President Trump hasn't given me this, and in that aspect, then the president was right in one aspect, because if you knew this was happening, you should have done something before. But him saying that, he's not even thinking, he's like contradicting himself, because he should have done that himself too. Okay? So that should have been done. So the blame game, no. I don't want the blame game. I want actions. People do the thing. Stay home if you have to. If you have to go to work, just make sure that you do the right thing. But stay home, distance yourself. Get your family, get togetherness, play outside. If you live in the projects, stay inside your house. Get some form of entertainment for your kids. Don't let them play around with other kids until this boils over. Because, like I said, it's just a virus. But you never know. A virus mutate. From what I understood, it went from when it went from China to Italy, it mutated. That's why so many people ended up dying, because it mutated. And viruses are like that. Viruses mutate. For some odd reason, they mutate. And this one has been mutating. So it's a respiratory problem that you don't know, and then they're coming out with new symptoms every day, Before it was the dry cough, the fever, what is it again? I want to make sure that I get you guys right. All right, the cough, the fever, the tiredness, the difficulty breathing. Those are one of the basic system, but now they're coming out with people who have abdominal pains, and then when they check their x-rays, they see that they got COVID on their lungs, people that have diarrhea. What's the other one that I saw? So new cases with different symptoms are coming up. And I cannot stress this out, young people. Just because you're 18, 19, 20 years old does not mean that this is not going to hit you. Look at the news. Look at how many young kids from the age 19, 20 who are in hospital beds right now because they thought they were invincible. Going out to parties, going out to the beach with among other people, going through, this is not going to hurt us. Don't, man. Don't expose yourself. Don't let stupidity get in your way. Don't let that get in your way, man. New York is the epicenter, and they were talking about quarantine. I would quarantine the whole New York City. I would lock it all down. I would only let food come in, medical supplies come in, but nothing other than that. Nothing comes in. Nothing comes out, and the food that comes in, the guys have to be PPE. It just has to be. But we should be prepared for pandemics. And this is just to tell you that we don't mean a lot to them, to these government officials, until come November time every 4 years that they want your vote. So you think about that at the beginning when you saw this video, what Trump had said. He cares more about himself. That it's like a pro quo. You do for me, I do for you. This ain't a time for me to do. This is a time for everybody. And yes, he said Democrats and Republican governors I get along with, but then you come out and you say something like, I tell Mike, do this, because this is the way I operate. In a time of crisis, we're a nation. We're American citizens. We are Americans, and as Americans, we're supposed to support one another. I go to my neighbor's house. I keep my distance because they're elderly. I check out how they're doing. My neighbor right in front of me from here, I check how they're doing. The other day, I gave them a loaf of bread. So I do my neighborly watch just to make sure that they're okay. Here they got the grandson, but I still check on them. Because that's what we're here for. So also that I want to reiterate and I want to emphasize on this: stop listening to this mumbo jumbo that you see on Facebook and Instagram about self-medicating, how you take your herbs and you gargle this out for 20 minutes a day, every 20 minutes, and you gargle it here, and it goes away because it stays here in your throat. The virus stays in your throat for 3 days before it actually goes down, and then you can wash it down with your acid. That doesn't happen that way. The virus doesn't work that way. Viruses don't work that way. They don't get stuck in your throat for 3 days and they go down. That is not the way it works. Once it goes inside your body, you have it. That's plain and simple. Once you inhale it here, that's inhaling. Maybe the particles stays here, but once it gets here, it just goes to your lungs. Plain and simple. Nothing to do with acid. Don't listen to that. Listen to the experts. If you have a question, you ask the questions. If you can get an epidemiologist or a virologist that you know someone, and they will tell you the truth. Don't listen to these everybody nowadays. When something like this happens, everybody's a doctor. When someone gets shot and killed, everybody becomes a lawyer. Doesn't even have a degree in law, but They watch Law and Order. They watch another 48 Hours. So they think they're lawyers. So do what the experts say, and let's stop doing this blame game. If we can, let's help out our New Yorkers. Let's help out people from California, from Louisiana, all these states that are being hit hard, because there are all the states that haven't been hit that hard yet. And for me, I should say that those states that haven't been hit hard yet, they should isolate now. Don't let that get into a pen. Don't let it grow. They got this. They're talking about this curve going up with peaks, and then it comes back down. You gotta keep. It hasn't been. They said it hasn't been at its peak yet. But let's not let it get there. In these other states. So, guys, thank you for watching. I'm sorry to do another COVID, but I just wanted people to know, the things that are going on, the bickering that's going on in our country. Some people may live in the West Coast and don't know what's going on in New York, and some people live in New York don't know what's going on in the West Coast. But I'm telling you, from what I hear, there's bickering going around, and from what I understand, and from every doctor that I see, and from the great David Bernal from CBS puts on, doctors are complaining. There's not enough PPE. There's not enough ventilators. There's not enough this. There's not enough that. And yet you have a president of the United States saying that things are okay when they are not okay. And these are professionals who are, I don't know if they're affiliated with I don't know with what party they're affiliated with, but they are all adamant and saying they are under siege, and they are not understaffed, but underprotected. They don't have the gear. They don't have the equipment to deal with the surge of people that are coming in. That's absurd. We spend billions of dollars on ammunition. We spend billions of dollars in the dumbest shit in the world, and we don't got our workers protected. Come on, guys. Now you know what to do in the next, when it comes to election time. You know what officials you got to throw out, because most of these motherfuckers are incompetent. Incompetent. Oh, but guys, so I'm going to do a live tonight at 7 o'clock. It's just Let's Talk. And I got a surprise for you. I'm going to do another video about that, but I'm trying to get a health expert so they can do a live with us. So if you guys have any questions, I know you guys looked at other shows and you can see what they. But in my show, I like to I want to get more people involved. So I'm trying to get guests. So hopefully that I'm trying my best, but so far it's coming here and go. So, but I want to give you guys the best thing my channel can give. All right, and I appreciate all of you getting me to 1,000. I yet still can't do a live on my phone for the life of me. I don't know why. If you guys know why, please let me know. But guys, thank you very much. God bless, man. Stay safe.